to everyone. Hi, you guys. I hope everyone is doing okay. So I have one hamburger patty, and I want to make a little batch of chili. And in one of the chefs I watched, it said mince your hamburger up good. Don't leave it in chunks. And so I started doing that, and it is so much better. So I have one hamburger patty, and this hamburger is partially soy. So it doesn't generate as much grease. So I fried it in a little oil. So, I wanted to mention when I make beans or, like Mexicali beans or any kind of, beans, I usually leave only about a tablespoon of oil. You don't need that much. And so what I'm doing now is I'm bringing my plants in. So, there's always to the fear of no toilet paper and paper towels has kind of subsided. So what I want to do is eat my stockpile down. So I want to make some chili soup. And so I bought this chili marked down for 50 cents. So I want to start eating my stockpile down. So it was 50 cents. I bought a dented can. I bought this pretty recently. So if you like your chili thick, then you're not going to add water to make it soup-like. But if you like it soup-like, then I eat it both ways. You can add, if you don't like meat, or if you want to have vegetables, this is really good too. So all that's in here is a little onion, a hamburger. This one was vegetarian anyway. But even when it's not vegetarian, I add meat to my canned chili. So, let's see. You could add green peppers and onions and corn, olives green, or you could add tofu. If it's the firm tofu, you don't have to fry it, but if it's not, you can fry it in a little oil, like the hamburger. So now what I want to do is you got to be careful, even though you want it more soup-like, to add the water little by little by little so you don't wreck your chili. If you get it too watery, it's not going to taste good either. So this is enough food for 2 days. So what happened was I made a lot of food the past couple of days. So I want to make something cheap, and this is it. I think the hamburgers were about 50 cents. I bought the hamburgers at Kroger's. Okay, it was these. I bought 16 of them, and I used 8 up. It says contains soy. It doesn't say, I think there was 8 soy hamburgers in a package. And so in a month, it looks like I have eaten hamburgers, about 8 hamburgers, but I could actually eat more than that. It just depends. See how pretty my plants are? So life is good. As long as you stay indoors is good. It's not so good out there. So I sprouted this plant by some seeds I had in my food. I didn't write what it was. It's time to replant them. And look at this one. I had a zucchini, and I saved some of the seeds, and so far only one has sprouted. So it's not sprouting really quick. Every time I bring the plants in, they generate a couple insects, but that's okay. I have baits. Okay, so now I have a lot of new followers, and what is really, really good is mint tea. And it's herbal tea too, so if you want to avoid, you know, any caffeine or tannic acid. So now for really good mint tea, you need a pinch of cinnamon. Like a 1/16, well, it depends how much you like, a 1/16 of a teaspoon. So I have a bunch of these spoons. When I'm in thrift store, if I find these kind of silver spoons, I mean, they're not real silver, I'm sure. So you want to add the cinnamon and the honey while the tea is hot. And this was in one of the tuna packages, so I saved my, for a big cup of tea, it would be a half a tablespoon, but for a little cup of tea, you don't need that much. So, you know, eating your stockpile down is really going to save you money because, you know, this is $1 meal, really. So, I want this like soup. Not too thin, but not too thick. I want it like soup. So that's looking good now. Okay, so now back over here to my tea. So I want to melt my my honey in there. If you've been following me, you've seen me making this for years. Because it's good, you guys. So what we want to do is we want to keep life as pleasant as we can. Like pleasant inside, not so pleasant outside. Okay, just don't go outside. It's dangerous anyway. One has to be very, very careful. Okay, so now this is one of the little, I finally found some cheap little teacups I like. They were cheap. Look how pretty this tea is. So, you know, you don't have to spend a lot, you know, to get tea party stuff, but it is not that easy to find out here. I do know one place I'm going to be taking a little trip. So I want to make a little salad for myself. So you don't need that many vegetables to make a really good salad. So I want to mention to you guys, one thing that's going to really help is if you stockpile milk, powdered or evaporated, cheese, eggs, cottage cheese. I buy 60 eggs, a lot of eggs, so you know you're always going to have eggs. Sour cream, yogurt, margarine, butter, oil, and shortening. So here's some notes. And then keep your eye out for this. I don't know if the AI reads English. Be watching for this. Okay, some people are predicting that there's a third event coming. So just be prepared. You know, stock up the house with food and water. And just be prepared for some kind of unknown event. Could be the stock market crash. It could be an economic crash. It could be anything. But let's just say if some kind of event happens, some unknown event, we're going to be prepared. Okay, so I bought cottage cheese at 99 cents only. So I bought sour cream at 99 cents only. And so for my salad, if I don't need that much dairy. Because I'm going to have sour cream on my, and if I don't eat all this salad, that's okay because I just cover it with foil. So if you have your stockpile that week, you can go in and you can buy a little produce. You don't need to buy a whole house full of groceries because you have your stockpile. This is a Persian cucumber. And I always think they're a bit overpriced. $1. But the produce has been pretty bad out here. My soup is looking good. So see how it's kind of like soup-like? So nice inside, not so nice outside. And then what I like is ranch dressing on cucumbers. So this is not a horribly expensive salad. It's really not. We're saving our money. We're saving our money for a rainy day. And if you don't have a stockpile, this is showing you what I buy. So here I stockpiled cottage cheese and salad dressing. And then all I had to do is buy the cucumbers and tomatoes. So that'll do. Okay, now for my chili soup. All right, now for my chili soup. So this is a cheap meal you can get by. This is enough for 2 people, more than enough. Well, it depends how hungry you are. You can make 2 cans. And then to go on my chili soup, I stockpiled some sour cream for 99¢ only. So by having your meat in the freezer and by having your stockpile of dented cans, but you know, you can pick up chili pretty cheap. And then, you know, you could put cheese on this, or you could put sour cream. Sour cream is good and it's not expensive. So today I was at Walmart, and Walmart is actually cheaper than 99¢ only. This was $1.60 something cents. So probably the cheapest place is Walmart. I finally just bought the shortening at Walmart. Oil is my oil out. Yeah, I keep these around 99¢ at Dollar Tree. Milk, I usually buy powdered milk or evaporated milk. Note about the yogurt. 99¢ only had these yogurts 3 for $1. And they don't seem to expire until it looks like June. So they just happen to be really cheap. And so what I do is, you guys have seen me, I make my own yogurt. So I usually use 2 cups milk, 2 or 3. So this is about between 6 and 9 yogurts that I can make really cheap. Your dairy is going to help you out if you don't have much money. You can substitute some dairy. So take a screenshot of this if you haven't yet. I would suggest stockpiling 1 or 2 extra if you can. Now, this is the exciting part. To go with my tea, I came up with another new recipe of cookies. Yes. And let me tell you, these cookies are good with this tea. All right, now let me give you a recipe and then I'm done. It just happened to be on the same page as the scones. Oh, No, my cheesy setup strikes again. I think the light's better than last night, but it's still not good. What is wrong? Okay. Now, here is the cookie recipe. And it's everything in the stockpile. So once you get your butter or margarine, your sugar, your eggs, vinegar, vanilla, I use Mexican vanilla, flour, baking soda and baking powder and salt, you're good to go on these cookies. You know, the old-time recipes don't have tons of ingredients. Now, to go with my chips, you could make, with my chili, I have chips. You could make cornbread, or you could get Fritos, or you could have crackers. That's good too. Okay, you guys, start eating your food down, and God bless you all.